What's going on, gamers? I am Merkaba18. Today I have a very, very bittersweet video for you. Unfortunately, as you can see here on the screen, there are reports floating around that, unfortunately, Rainbow Six Extraction development has officially stopped. Now, I want to make this very, very clear in case there's any confusion. There have been no official confirmations of anything at this point, which we'll get to in just a minute. And there's a lot to talk about with this, but essentially what is being reported is that they have stopped development on Rainbow Six Extraction. As you can see, this is a very reliable source that I follow on Twitter, and they've done a really good job over the years of not just Ubisoft leak or not just Rainbow Six Extraction leaks, but Ubisoft. And so I wanted to kind of go into my thoughts on this and say a few things about it, and then just kind of close the book on this game. Essentially, there's been a lot of writing on the wall for this for a number of months, for close to 8 months at this point. One, let's talk about all of the different things that have signaled that this has been coming. First of all, if you look globally, Ubisoft as a gaming company just isn't doing very well right now. They haven't developed very well, and they have not done a great job of promoting their games. Personally, I find it very frustrating because I think if Extraction had been developed by any other company, it would have been successful, and it would have been better supported. It turns out if you try to treat your games as a secret, nobody wants to play them or nobody knows to play them. And they've done a really good job this last year of making content for Extraction, but they didn't communicate about their game. Most of the time, their content didn't come out, or they didn't even talk about their content for this game until the day or two before that happened. And their crisis events were hella fun. So it was really sad to see that they did not communicate about that. They did not talk about any of their crisis events at all until very, very shortly after or before they came out. And so you treat your game like that, nobody's going to know to play it, even if they really like the game. So you treat your game like a secret, nobody's going to play it, which is unfortunate. And we're coming up on close to a year since new enemy types have been added to the game. New variants haven't been added to the game in like 5 months. And there just was some writing on the wall with the game that this was coming. And this is why, by the way, I was very cautious about leaks, about that infographic that was floating around on Reddit. Caused a stir, but all I really said was that the infographic was fake and we kind of needed to wait and see what happens. There's some more that I want to get to on that, and that's really, really important, so stay with me for just a minute. But there's a reason that I was very cautious about that, and that is because you set the expectation that all of this extra content, including new maps, new Archeans, new operators, we're getting tons, like not only more content than we got last year, but like 6 times more content than we got last year. You set that expectation for people and it's going to let them down, which is why I came out and said, hey, that information isn't based on official sources and leaks can let you down. And everybody lost their minds at the idea that I had an opinion that was different than the mainstream thought. And I called it a wish list at the time for a reason. I wanted content just as much as anybody. I really was hoping that they would add more operators, not fewer. But unfortunately, reality is different than hope. And this is one of those situations where, unfortunately, we've set the expectation for what was coming as, at a 10, and the reality is a 1, right? So I want to make a very important, clear point here as well, that Extraction changed content creation for me forever, and so I will be eternally grateful to this game and 90% of the community around Extraction. The people that sent me nasty messages and tried to dox me in the Rainbow Six Extraction Discord and stuff like that, notwithstanding. There's a degree of toxicity in every community, but I don't understand that reaction, and I never understood it. People left my Discord because I had an opinion. People tried to harass me on my live stream, all that stuff notwithstanding. I'm incredibly grateful for everything that Extraction brought to me as a content creator, as a person. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And so I want to just state that was incredible. And I'm not done with the game. And as long as their servers are live, I will try to play it from time to time. We'll kind of wait and see what happens with that. Now, I want to also make another very, very important point here. Just because development has stopped and this person has made this point as a clarification. If you go look at his Twitter, just because they stopped development does not mean that they won't release any of the content that they did finish. It's entirely possible that they don't. Right. So let's say they have an operator or two left in the bucket. They may put that out next week. They may put that out at some point. But again, the writing was on the wall with this game when they started talking about we're going to do replays of the old Extraction Crisis events rather than new ones. That sort of signaled to me that if they were going to tell us there were new events coming, they would have told us. And so everybody went ballistic thinking that, that was never going to be the end of it. We were going to see more than that. And I asked everybody to just take a deep breath and recognize the reality of it is that the game was probably not that well supported to begin with, and that they weren't going to increase that support magically for no reason. It's just not a financially viable thing to do. When the game isn't very well played or very well promoted, they're not going to throw gasoline on a fire that isn't burning, right? That's not a good use of resources. So to those of you that sent me nasty messages, I hope that you find peace. And I just hate to say it, but I told you so. I told you this was coming, and hopefully I'll get some apology Discord messages or something. I don't know. But either way, I appreciate all of you, and that's pretty much all there is really to say about it. Rest in peace, Rainbow Six Extraction. It was fun while it lasted. Maybe within the next week or two, we'll see some sort of official confirmation that they are shutting down development. Maybe not. We'll see. But then we also kind of need to see what happens with these Extraction Crisis events. The replays will be fun. I will try to get into them, and hope to see you over on Twitch. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Like the video. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on this situation? What are your thoughts on the development being essentially stopped? Thank you so much for watching. See you again next time.